Oh, there we are. Well,
Rocker. Where in the world did you get this?
Well, my ex-boyfriend left it when he left me, so.
Okay.
well, dim, 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 dim. Oh. Well, looky who we have here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. Do the yeah. Hmm. Do.
Is through the Army Historical Foundation's Registry of the American Soldier.
Ah, there we are.
This week allows veterans or a loved one on their behalf to create a permanent public record of their service. No soldiers.
Well, look who's here.
Did you get your dinner at?
Oh, yeah, I've got my dinner. Oh, there's a few things to mention.
Oh, Millie.
Milli Vanilli. You'll like this. Okay, it's not these two. I think. Okay. How old is this one? No. Okay, here we go.
North to Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever go to Alaska?
No. I picked that up, and when I saw it, I thought of you at that present second. Here's another one.
Yeah, I've seen that one too. I saw most of his movies. They're all pretty good.
Got another one around. Let me see where it went.
I like his movies. He chose quite well.
Here we go. Here's another one of his.
Oh, yeah, McHugh.
Yeah. The one where he played the cop.
Yep. That was his last movie, I think. Wasn't it?
That was, I think that was 74 for that one.
Well, he did one movie where he was dying. He played out his life. Moved in with that old lady or a woman. She took care of him.
Let me see.
I think he had lung cancer or something.
Oh, whoops. AOH.
I saw most of his movies. Chisholm.
Oh,
True Grit.
the last
McClintock.
movie was The Hughtest.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he played. He played that. He died in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Franklin.
Oh. Hello there. If that is who I think it be, that would be Jerry, ain't it?
Hi, Jerry. Hi, and Franklin just came on. Hi.
Jerry,
Hi,
nice
Ted.
to see you.
Yeah.
How's your internet faring tonight? Are you able to stay stable?
How am I doing tonight?
Well, how's your internet doing tonight? Are you
Oh,
able to
right
stay
now
stable?
Well, at this moment, yes.
Hmm.
I can't count on it.
I figure.
Have you ever seen how a tree falls? A tree doesn't fall gracefully; it just kind of whap, you know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did that. I did that last Sunday.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me you damaged yourself again, Jerry.
Yeah, I spent all day Monday in the hospital or doctor's office, about 20 different X-rays, and got a mild concussion. And yeah,
I thought so, Jerry. Knowing you, you would have damaged
I
yourself.
was the very first person. I was the very first person. You know, they always ask, "Well, how'd you fall?" You know. Well, I told them nobody in the entire clinic had ever heard how I did it. I told them I fell over a horizontal ham radio tower. And I was the first one there to ever say that.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, didn't you bump your head when you were working just a little while ago, moving
Yeah,
lumber?
I did about a year ago, I think. I don't know.
No, it's not been that long, Jerry. It was
Oh,
when you had gone underneath the porch to do something, and you banged your head then.
oh, that's right. It was a low a roof off my barn, a shed roof. I stood up under it. It was, yeah, that's what happened.
And then the other time you kind of were walking somewhere and tripped on the gravel, and then whatever else,
I'm
Jerry.
doing, yeah, I'm waiting for more people to come on. Hopefully the older ones, because I gotta show something I bought today. And
Well, what's this, Jerry?
I gotta show something I bought, but I need old people that can remember way back.
I probably would know this, Jerry, even though that I'm not that old. I probably have seen
Okay,
something of it.
it's a dancing frog or lizard with a top hat and cane, and it looks like
Oh,
that.
oh, sure. Yeah.
I got this
Well,
on a
that's
little
a little,
stand.
that's a neat little something.
And that needs something.
Oh,
I get
yeah.
closer to the camera.
Oh, yeah. No, that is a neat something.
I just it was a buck and a half at a thrift store.
Oh,
I it
you
looks to me like
either
1920s or 30s
you either
vaudeville.
you probably went into either Twist or Bateras somewhere there.
I found it in Wenatchee.
Oh, you went further over.
Yeah, 100 miles south of us.
Oh,
We had
okay.
to, yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, yeah, see, it's got little web feet, but
mhm. There's another thrift store that I know of that's over there in what is it, Leavenworth.
yeah, they're good for tourists. Hey,
Yeah, there's that it's basically the name kind of resembles being German or Bavarian, whichever
yeah.
you make of it.
So does Larry recognize this thing? Let's see if I hold maybe you can see it better if I put a piece of paper behind it. There you go.
Maybe a wind vane?
No, it's on a stand. It just sits on the desk. Anyway, reminds me of vaudeville.
Vaudeville, yes.
Vaudeville.
That's
Yeah.
probably what it is.
Well, it didn't connect.
Well, I think it was $1.50.
Plus sales tax there, Jerry.
Well, well, that's with tax. It was about
Oh,
somewhere around that. $1.29 plus tax or something.
well, there you go, Jerry.
I'll wait till
No,
more people come on.
but at least I probably have seen such a thing like that somewhere in time.
It's
Knowing myself, I enjoy the old things.
it's unique.
It is.
It's like, where'd that come from?
It almost looks like an oversized that frog is an oversized Kermit, or that could be Kermit.
Now, in the 50s, Warner Brothers had a dancing frog with a top hat.
Oh yes, they actually did.
But
Hmm.
this was, but this isn't the same thing. This is
No, it
earlier.
isn't. Yeah. Um. Well,
Hey,
frog.
we got Gary here.
Well, we're getting a lot of people showing up eventually, but that thing. Well, I probably come across one in time, you know.
Anyway, so I'm hurting all over the place.
Oh, Jerry, what are we going to do with you? Are we going to have to glue you?
Occasionally, I've got my medicine right here.
Oh, your liquor.
Yeah, it's black velvet.
Oh, you're going with BV tonight. Oh no, BV. Just don't
I
damage
only
yourself.
got,
Don't
Huh?
I
damage
only got
yourself.
about one. I only got about one shot of that left, Jerry.
This is the toasted caramel flavor.
Oh,
Oh, it is really good.
Jerry,
I'm more into spiced rum.
Oh, I got some Captain Morgan's.
yeah, have some Fireball if you must.
I've got some of that too. I use it a lot in the winter when it's cold.
There's
Yeah, I like Captain Morgan. And then I found some at Costco. It's Kirkland brand spiced rum, and that stuff is 90 proof.
Oh, wow.
And I
But
tried
see-
some of that on my sore throat, and just about coughed it back up.
I found that if you gargle that just before bed, you'll get rid of a sore throat.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
usually use brandy on that, but I was going to try that spiced rum, and boy, did I.
Yeah, it kills all the bugs.
Yeah, if it don't kill off the host.
You don't care. Yeah, just gargle
Yeah.
with it.
Well, as it is, Kirkland, the brand Kirkland is just a name that is
Somebody else
for
makes it. Yeah.
right. Everything that Costco sells is not made directly by Kirkland.
Well,
It is
Sears
made.
was the same way.
Well, yes, I already had known that.
Yeah, but Derek, it's good.
I occasionally I go to Idaho, which is 150 miles from here. And
Oh, yeah.
And this stuff is half price from Washington State.
That's right.
You're in Oregon. I suppose Oregon's cheaper than Washington.
Well, to a degree, they would be because there's no sales tax.
Yeah, well,
But then again,
we've got
Yeah, but you got leader tax, you got booze tax. Even though, let's see.
oh,
Yeah.
there's also
Stores in Oregon don't sell hard liquor. You have to go to a liquor store.
Oh, in Oregon?
Yeah. So and then they add their own little prices on everything. So it's more
yeah.
expensive in Oregon. For hard liquor,
Well,
that's so.
I could tell you it was several years ago. Washington State used to have their own individual liquor stores that were, I guess they were run by the state. And then everybody voted to have liquor be available at any corner store or any store possible that could.
They still do have their state stores in addition to the.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as
Jerry, does it say anything on the bottom of your little frog stand thing?
Pardon?
Does it say anything on the bottom?
Oh, this thing?
Jerry.
No, nothing.
Oh,
This thing, no, and there's nothing. No, it's a casting.
I had a piece called a Michigan J Frog. Kind of looks like that.
Yes, a Michigan J Frog. It was made by Warner Brothers about 55 or so.
It was a little thicker chest than yours, it looks like, though,
Yes,
right?
much thicker and a big mouth on it.
Yeah,
This guy's almost like a
lizard.
I'm trying to say, like a lizard.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a lizard, doesn't it?
See?
Because he's so skinny.
Yeah. See the feet are big web feet.
But you know, there were some aquarium pieces like that that had two of them on each side. But does it look like it was connected to something?
No,
They carried like a fish bowl or something in the middle.
no. This is actually cast very similar to what I saw an Atwater Kent speaker one time.
So
You
it's hot metal, or is it actually cast iron?
It's all cast iron, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
it's one-sided too. That's kind of cool.
It's one side. See, it's just flat.
There's nothing that connects to the bottom, to the base.
Nope. It was cast with the base. It's not a separate piece.
Yeah, cool. Nice. And that was only $1 something.
Yeah. And let me again, if you can't, you can see it much better. I put a piece of paper behind it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The image. It's got a little finial on top and I just wanted. So I hope if somebody could identify that thing. Now, hey, Google has a way of showing an image, and it finds items, but I don't know how to do that.
You download the app called Lens, Lens.
Oh, Google Lens, yeah.
Yeah, Google Lens on your camera or your phone, and you just shoot it at it, and it'll find it and tell you what it is and where you can.
I think I'm losing my internet.
Oh no, you're not, Jerry. You're still here.
We still see you.
Larry's breaking up.
I always break up.
Oh, Larry.
Me too.
Oh boy. You. Larry's all broken up.
So we got 15, we got 15 participants here.
That's not too terrible.
I like the picture of your little dog, Franklin. He's muted.
Yep.
And the big crab? Little dog and big crab, or the little dog?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the big crab, yes.
She's under the covers right now, sleeping.
Cool.
That is a
Be
big
under the
crab.
covers.
That was at the seafood fair.
Oh, yeah.
A seafood fair. Oh. There you go.
Hey, you wouldn't believe that yesterday it snowed here.
What the?
Yes.
Oh, Jerry.
Yes.
Have you been snowed in again?
Oh, not enough to do that, but it actually piled up on the windshield wipers of the car.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
If
it
it's
got
not-
cold here last night too. I hope it didn't ruin the apple blossoms.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you could have. We had 32 last night.
Oh, boy, Jerry. The things you're getting into, if it's not that you're damaging yourself, you're getting into severe cold.
But it's certainly nice outside now. I just came in from working in the yard and it's been nice out there.
I thought I looked at him.
Did you mute that?
What? No.
Oh, Larry's got something to do.
Oh boy.
Let's go out and look at the apple blossoms.
Apple, where
Boy, we got a bright sun out here.
Oh, yeah.
where are you located, Larry?
Larry's in Chehalis.
Centralia, Washington.
Oh, Centralia. Yeah,
Australia, okay.
that's right, Centralia.
I didn't see any blossoms in Wenatchee.
No.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. There
Still
you
looks
go.
like an apple tree.
That's
There
nice.
you go, Jerry. Well, at least there's a
Oh, they
lot
don't
of
look like they're hurt.
Nope.
Then we got the prune tree
Oh, boy.
starting to blossom. The
Little,
apple tree looks good.
just a tiny
Probably should spray it or something.
orchard.
Yeah.
Very nice. Oh, there goes a little dog.
That's Rascal. He's gonna mark his territory. Come on, Pixie.
Another one.
That's
Mm,
my Chihuahua.
mm.
I cut the grass a week ago, and it's probably about 3 or 4 inches high already.
Boy.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, but we got sunshine. Boy,
Yeah,
is it
there's,
bright.
yeah,
So you
there's sun here too.
you
Come on,
have
Rascal.
you have an internet router that reaches outside the house.
In his case, yes. But
Mine-
yours doesn't.
Mine won't go that far.
I got a tablet, Jerry. I pack around.
Oh, so you've got cellular service on that thing.
No, it's just internet. I got
Oh,
Wi-Fi all over the place.
Mm.
So the tablet, I can take it out in my shop, or I can run around the house or out front,
Oh,
and it
what's the
sounds good.
range of it? My
I
range
don't
is about 200 feet, I think.
know. I don't know.
Well,
I haven't found out how far I can go, but let's see. I'm within about 50 or 60 feet of the router.
Oh, that's
and you
close.
could have a mesh router system, which is where you could have a whole bunch of different, a
Mhm.
whole bunch of routers all over the place, covering everything.
Yeah, that's expensive, Derek.
I've got the routers, but I don't have the power for them to take.
Well, in my case, when I moved, I left a mesh system with my own mother, and that mesh system is pretty good. One
There's
of those
my
things.
there's my router.
Oh, that giant thing. Oh yeah,
That's a nice one.
That's got 8 antennas.
Oh,
and
I've got
that's either Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 7 by now.
I can't remember. Might even be 8.
wow.
No, it couldn't be Wi-Fi 8 because 8 isn't out yet. They're still
Okay, well,
working.
it's
It's
6.
got-
It's
Yeah,
got got tri-band.
yeah, so it's at least Wi-Fi 6,
Yeah.
at least. Because if it's tri-band, the Wi-Fi 6 can do tri-band, as far as I know. So there's that.
All I know is I can use it anywhere in the house, and I got a television on it. I got a Roku system, all kinds of stuff running off of it. 2 or 3 tablets. The
Oh, and then
cell
you got
phone.
it on your TV too.
Yeah, the cell phone. It works off of it.
Oh, well, we're on your TV too. Oh boy.
Can see better. There's Derek.
Hello. Yeah, there's everybody else.
Yeah. I just a couple months ago got an Azus router. It only has 4 antennas,
Oh,
but it was quite an expensive little thing, about $250.
Yeah.
Zeus RTAX 86U Pro.
oh yeah. Well, the mesh system that I left with my mother is an Asus setup.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I've got it set up is I've got the one of the routers is in it's kind of between the living room, dining room area. And then I ran an actual,
Oh,
um,
hey, there's a picture.
oh
What do
yeah.
you think, Jay? It kind of looks
That's
like
it.
that, doesn't it?
That's the guy.
He's got a top hat, but he's got no cane like yours. And there's 2 of them, and it's to go on like a fishbowl container on each side.
And what's they call it?
They call it a frog.
A frog. Okay.
So they call it a decor frog from the 20s. But it was for like a candy container for each side.
It's the same.
Oh,
It's the
It
same-
was on eBay for $200, but it didn't sell.
but it didn't
yeah.
didn't say a make or a name on it.
No, it didn't.
It's the same frog.
Just about.
In the
But
20.
as I was,
Yeah, this is same frog.
go figure, Jerry.
Yours is probably original, and the one on eBay is probably a fake.
Well,
Big
who's to
mistake.
say whose is original and whose isn't? Because they're making all kinds of different ones, or they made so many, it's hard to tell which is or isn't real or not.
Mine has that that look of old. How you say it's a patina.
Yeah, there you go.
Sounds like Petunia. That's how I remember it.
Petunia.
Patina.
You can have some petunias.
Oh, yeah, that's that thing you're
Well, anyway,
Franklin showed. That's the same. This is the same guy. I was hoping maybe we could figure out. They must have had a name like that other frog, the Warner Brothers.
might have maybe an early Kermit the Frog.
That's before
1920s,
his
huh?
time.
Well, no, I mean earlier than that. It could have been an early Kermit the Frog at that point.
Did that made in Hong Kong sticker come off?
This would be
No,
this was before Hong Kong.
Yeah.
no, that probably made in one of the Qing dynasties or one of those dynasties.
Yeah, I wish it had a name or a make or something that.
Or a stamp?
Yeah.
Hold it up to the screen again, right where your face is. I'll take a picture of it.
Okay, and I'll put the piece of paper behind it so that we can. Let's
Hey,
see.
wait a minute, Jerry. That paper
Oh, let's
got
bring it
writing
up
on it.
close, huh?
Too close. Back up so you can get it all in. Little more. Stop.
Well,
Somebody keeps talk now, Jerry, because somebody else is on the picture.
okay, now does that help when I speak about it? Testing 1, 2, 3, etc. This is it. Hope that brings it up to you, so you can see.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Now there's a
Larry
way.
got it. Okay.
You put that image on Google, I guess, and it tells you what it
Right.
is.
Yeah, that's what the lens thing will allow you to do, is to figure out what something really is. And
Don't know
then
how to do that.
it'll search out and do what it's got to do.
Looks to me like a vaudeville actor. I figured you guys might be just the right source to ask.
Oh, sure we would be, Jerry. You know, we're always the right source to ask about these things.
Oh, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yes, as it would be. Because in my time, even though I'm not that old, I've probably seen it
Darn.
in some way, shape, or form, you know.
Yeah, well, me too.
Well, didn't come up for me.
Do
you remember the some of the Disney cartoons?
Oh, sure.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Oh, yeah.
The frog that sang.
Hello,
that
my
looks like the
baby.
frog.
Hello, my honey.
right. This
That looks like.
You're right. The
Here's
what was his name? It was
Michael J.
Michael
Michigan.
J. Yes, Michael. That was Warner Brothers in the 50s, and he sang those Al Jolson songs.
Yes. Good old Al Jolson. Sure.
I found some more information about that, the fishbowl one, but
The what?
1920. But
what about the fishbowl one?
I found some more information about a better picture.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll show you here real quick.
10-4 there, Franklin.
It was made to go buy a fishbowl, huh?
This one's a little different casting, but so here's the different fishbowl ones.
Was it made to go inside the fishbowl?
No, it was made to
No, it looks like
hold
it's
the
a
fish
decorative
bowl.
thing on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
How about size wise though?
There you go, cat. Yep, it's the same frog.
But wait a minute, the frog's missing the hat.
No, he's
and
holding
the
a top.
cane.
He's holding a top hat there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Franklin just showed.
It's a
so it's
different
in 1920s.
In his right hand, he's holding a top hat.
Oh,
Yeah, there it is.
oh, but yours is got it, yours there, Jerry, has the top hat above and off to the, in the other hand.
Oh,
Yeah, just a
no,
different posing,
in my
different
Yeah.
case,
position.
yeah, in my case, it is in the right hand.
Is it about seven
Okay.
and a half? Oh,
You might be seeing a mirror image of it.
they got one on both sides. So, but
From
look,
the
it has some kind of
20s.
connector on the way it's cast, so your base is different.
Oh, this is a split with a place to put the glass in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine doesn't have that. It's the same frog. Yeah, exactly the same guy. Yeah.
Michael J. Frog was the magazine, right? That was the Disney one, right? That used to sing
Warner
No,
Brothers.
that was
Warner
Warner
Brothers.
Brothers. Yeah,
Warner
Warner
Brothers.
Brothers cartoon.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragdoll girl.
Right, that was the main one that he would sing.
Mm-hmm. Man, we don't forget about that.
You guys know who did the voices for Warner Brothers?
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc was the main one.
Yep.
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc, yeah. That's the same guy. Does it say, what does it say 1800s there? It says fish. Oh, I previously saw cast iron frogs both from the holder in the 1800s.
Oh, wow. That late, eh?
This one from the 20s.
I don't know. It can depend. I mean, they made anything, really.
But anyway, yeah, I would say this is the same vintage as the one that's being shown now.
Yeah. But depending upon how many were made, depends upon what it really values at. And
Yeah,
sometimes these places don't know really what the value of something is because they have nothing to go, they have nothing to compare it to.
I was
So
hoping
they-
to, right.
Go
I
ahead.
was hoping to identify a manufacturer or a time period, but
Yeah, sorry.
that fishbowl one, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could be a boot brush, hooked onto some kind of boot cleaning thing.
It could be for anything. It could even have been a one of those bookends.
Well, normally a bookend, the base only it's flatter on the side that faces the books to go under the book.
Yeah.
The thickness of the base is the same front and back, but it is one-sided. So this one side is flat.
Yeah. So I thought
Really flat.
bookend.
The image is on the other one. So if you were to put it against like a fishbowl, yeah, the flat side would be okay. Just kind of turn it, rotate it, so you see all very thin.
There's
Yeah.
not any little, if you put a magnifier on, is there any little stamped letters or things on the underside there? Like, look like
No,
nothing? Is totally smooth? There's not anything?
it's rough, like it wasn't, the casting was irregular, so that the bottom has some roughness to it. It needs to be ground flat, but wasn't.
And
Okay,
look
so
ar-
there's no maker's mark.
Nope,
or
look,
any-
look
stamp.
around the base above to see if there's anything or near the bottom of the where it's standing. See if there's any or on the backside if there's any letters, like a letter number type of thing that that's where you look for something like that to see if there's a maker's stamp.
Right, I see nothing like that. Well, for about $1.50 with tax, I had to buy it.
Yeah. You know, at least you did something and saved a piece of metal from being recycled.
It was in a pile of junk this thrift store has a basement that
Oh,
where they haven't really cleaned up yet. It's just where they store stuff. They let people down there. That's where I found it. It wasn't sitting neatly on a shelf.
hmm.
Just
Yeah.
is anyone going to open home at Bill Holman's?
Oh, yeah, Bill Holman. He's having an open home this coming Saturday. And he's in Vancouver, but it's the Bush Perry section of Vancouver.
My microphone and camera just quit working.
Oh yeah, Pat.
Well,
has-
restart it, Pat.
Yeah, well, I've been having that trouble off and on, usually about this time every night.
Well,
My
at this,
my
go ahead, Jerry.
my
Don't wanna-
internet my internet provider, I think, well, when they put up this system, didn't count on so many customers, and it's
Yes.
overloaded. And so when they get off work and between about 5 to 7 o'clock or so, it starts acting up.
They start to
Oh.
want to watch TV.
What?
They're wanting to watch TV.
Maybe, yeah. What? Yes, on the internet.
Or the
Yeah.
kiddos are playing their video games. as
Gary,
the-
have you looked into Starlink?
Yes. It costs about $2,000 the first year and $120 a month afterward. You know,
because the reason why it costs so much initially is because you have to
you gotta buy the
purchase all
hardware.
the equipment.
Yeah,
I
And
thought
the
that was
equipment
like
is-
$500.
it's 500. Then it's 500 plus 120 a month. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you got about $1,400 monthly fees plus 500. That gives you 1,900. $1,940.
Ick. And a lot of people just don't want to shell out for that. And that's even about the price of what you'd be paying for practically having satellites phone service.
Well, on top of that, I pay $60 a month for my landline and about
Sheesh.
$50 a month for my cell, which has to work off of a booster that I've got. It only
Oh,
works within 10
boy.
feet. Only works within 10 feet of my booster.
Oh, shit, Jerry. You're really having bad luck.
I'm 35 miles from a cell tower.
Geesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get I mean, like one of my friends a few miles away gets 500 to 700 up and down on his fiber in Hawaii. So what's wrong with
Wow.
yeah.
I get 5 up and 1.5. No, 5 down and 1.5 up.
Yes, Jerry, but really, when you think about it, you have to cut that back because 5 is not really what you're really getting. You're probably getting about roughly 2 to 3 if you're lucky on that. And then your up is even worse than that. You may
Derek,
get,
you're gonna make him feel bad, Derek.
no, he already feels bad anyway, but that's the way
No,
it works out.
I love it. I just have to live like the pioneers, kind of.
Oh, Jerry.
Not that bad though.
No, but I've had worse there, Jerry. Oh, I'll tell you, I've had worse.
Well, it's not all that bad. Just a few days ago, I saw about a dozen white-tailed deer just outside of my house. And last week I saw 50 wild turkey just roaming by.
All right, deer.
Yeah.
Oh
Occasionally,
dear.
occasionally we got coyotes, bear, occasional cougar.
Hmm.
We got a wolf that likes to come by and take a look. Like to shoot him.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey, did anyone get to go to the April swap meet?
I did.
Did you get anything there besides serving everyone lunch?
I got tired.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything to show? Franklin,
Yeah,
did you get
any
anything?
reports?
What?
Anybody get anything?
Was there a free table?
Oh, definitely. That was downstairs. It was close to where you were setting up. You know, with the
Hmm. Mhm.
I got a
Mm.
lot of radios for $1.
You? Oh, lucky you. I would have gone if I had a way to get there, but I checked out how I'd get there myself, and the best I could have done is by getting there almost towards the end of the whole mess, around 11 or some such thing.
How
And
many
my,
radios did you buy, Pat?
yeah.
Pat back?
He was, and now he's not.
I think you lost Pat again. So
I don't know. This thing keeps failing on me. So I don't know. I didn't get that many.
I think you had a carload.
Well, that's all the crap I had to take back. I had to take the garbage.
Oh, you lost him.
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes
I think
sometimes at those
starting.
free tables, you got a real pile of junk. You can I take it if it's got some good tubes in it, you know.
Hey,
Fill up
wait a minute,
tubes and throw it
Jerry.
away.
Hey, wait a minute, Jerry. I've got the oscilloscope that has 41 tubes in it. 41.
Were there a lot of boat anchors at the swap meet? I didn't make it. And mill surplus?
Franklin, would you have known?
There was some.
There was some? Okay.
Well, and speaking of that, now the next sale, was it next weekend is going to be possibly the amateur gear that Joe Pesita had?
Yeah.
Now Passara has an auction coming up
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah. Saturday, right?
No, Sunday.
Sunday.
The thing with the auction, they changed up the ruling for it, where anybody that is not directly at the auction will have to do proxy bidding, but must have somebody there that can collect the item that day
And pay the
and
money.
be able to. You have to be able to pay for it that day as well. They are not going to do holds, and they're not going to ship anything.
They won't ship
So
it to me.
No, they will
Ship me a
not.
console.
No, they said unless you have somebody that can, get the items for you that you win, you're basically shit out of luck.
So Mark in Hawaii doesn't get a console shipped to him.
Not unless he already has pre-arranged something with
Right.
one of the local members, and the local member has okayed it
Yeah.
and says, okay, just, give me the amount, for that item and I'll take
Right.
care of it.
Right. The shipping rates are terrible these days.
Yeah.
Hey, I got you a
Yeah.
great deal. Right, Jerry?
What?
I got you a great deal on shipping.
Oh boy, did you? Thank you. Yes.
No, you remember what your late father had done. where he shipped that thing in
Oh, yes,
beer.
I
beer
had a
trailer.
huge ride. Yeah, for those that didn't hear, I found a Atwater Kent breadboard console cabinet. It was just a cabinet, and it was in Sacramento, California. And we were in Omak, Washington, you know, it was right in the center of the state. And anyway, my dad had a friend that drove a beer truck, and he was happened to take a load to Sacramento, and coming back empty. So we slipped him $50, and he loaded her up and brought it back to us, right to our house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to do it.
If you know
Yeah,
someone,
if you know somebody, you know.
know a
That's the
trucker
best
that's
way.
coming back empty.
Yeah, usually truckers go back empty and they don't like to go back empty. And they
No.
don't like to have to not have money in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So,
In our where we live, it's very typical for a trucker to go back empty. We're on a Highway 97 runs north, right, north and south, right through the center of the state, and
mm,
it terminates. It crosses the Canadian border on the north side, and
okay.
most of the truckers head from 90, you know, goes east and west, Highway 90. They'll get on
Mhm.
97, and they have got a full load that they drop off on all the little towns going north until they hit Canada, and then there's nothing to pick up, so they have to go all the way back to 90 to get to Spokane or Seattle empty. It's they don't. That's one reason our shipping rates are terrible. They can't get a full load to go back.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't suppose they have that problem in Hawaii.
No, they don't make any of those Fiat trucks that go underwater. So yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm referring to they used to show those Fiats driving underneath the water coming up on the shore, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure.
Be a long ways to go to get out here. No, and yeah, so it's you make move a lot of things. So you do a partial container. And I guess it can't be too if you know the right way of doing that, too horrible, but you know, it's still got to get it off the contain or get it out of the go up to the port and unload it yourself or have somebody deliver it.
And then the
Yeah.
container goes back to the mainland empty.
Yes.
No, I don't know. I'm not sure how they do all that. Could be though, but when we moved over here, we used Horizon was still separate of Matson. Matson's the big company here. They got the stranglehold and everything.
Oh,
And
yeah. Yeah.
and anyway, we shipped all the household stuff, my collection, you know, my scaled down collection, new furniture, different things in a half container for God, I think it was including the arranging to have a truck bring it to the house here. I think it was under I think it was under 3,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, 20-foot container.
Yeah, 20 footers. Yeah.
Yeah, so we stuffed that thing full everything. And so I thought, you know, that's way cheaper than, you know, UPS or something like that. So, but now I think it's probably double that. The rates have gone up so much.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Rates have always gone through the roof. And shipping from like out of the country is astronomical. And a lot of people don't want to deal with all that customs crap because
Mark
customs.
thinks he's in the country.
I am in the country.
You're not in the, yeah, it's because see, we're in the States and he's in Hawaii.
Well,
So
that's a state.
And
You
that
are the
bugs
state.
Hawaiians all the time when you say, "Oh yeah, I live back in the States," and they're like, "Where do you think you are?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what
You're
bugs me
you.
is that all the places say free shipping, and then if you order so much, and then
Hawaii and Alaska.
you
Are
pay the
not
full rate,
included
and they don't.
in the free
But the thing
shipping.
is, there's a cost to do that, to ship stuff among the states. So why, if that cost is $10, why don't they give us a $10 credit? No, they just totally,
So Amazon doesn't give you free shipping.
Oh no, for Amazon does on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Amazon flies their own plane out here to Kona.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Hawaii is busy.
Yeah, it depends on what it is and stuff like it. Not everything is free, but it's slower, and that's fine. If you're not in a rush or something, no big deal if it takes an extra week or something like that. Sometimes just depends on what you're getting.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did we ever get Pat back? No.
Pat's MIA, eh?
He's
Well, that's
he's the leader of the band for this is Wednesday nights.
well, maybe
Yeah,
you
he
could
was
be a
supposed
leader,
to.
Gary.
No,
He
I'm
was supposed to
bizarre.
show us all the things he got at the swap meet.
Yeah.
Kettle corn jalapeno.
Al,
Those are,
the J
yeah.
is silent there, Jerry.
Hmm?
The J in jalapeno is silent.
A jalapeno.
No, it's not.
Jalapeno, yeah.
It's an H.
It's an H, yeah.
Jalapeno, yeah.
It's like, the Hispanic name Jesus is pronounced Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, my favorite one is Jorge.
Jesus.
Oh, hey,
Jesus.
George.
Jorge.
Yeah,
George.
Jorge.
That's George.
And Hose B.
Hoseby.
Hoseby, yeah, the twin boys, Jose and
Yep.
Hoseby.
Hey, it's Jose. Where's Hoseby?
Hey, enough.
Enough of that.
Yeah, Jerry.
I didn't bring it up.
You did it, Jerry.
No. Never mind. It's okay. You had a question before. Oh, I know. You were talking about wolves. Remember, you said
Yes.
you saw a bunch of wolves? Please do not shoot the wolves. They're a protected species. You'll get into a heck of a lot of trouble.
We've done there's a plan around here that see, the wolves like to kill the cattle.
I know.
Yeah, and so what you do is you take their collar off and you put it on a semi truck headed,
to California.
like to Seattle or whatever, and they track that collar. See,
Well,
Jerry,
they
it's the
already
three S's,
have
right?
you tie
wolves
it
in
to the bumper and
California
just
now.
let it go.
It's the 3 S's.
They
Right,
said
Jerry?
they got the old wolves in California now.
Jerry, you know the 3 S's, right?
No.
You shoot, shovel, and shut up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, I have.
I don't understand that,
internet
Mark,
signal
too,
went
because it doesn't
poof.
cost any more money if you ship to Hawaii. If you ship a
Yep.
USPS,
My
it's the same
internet
price
goes-
as anywhere
It
in the United
depends.
States.
It depends, and I'm not sure that may even be changing, but no, yeah, like the flat rate is the same.
Yeah, and it's considered zone
for
A.
smaller items, so you can do the flat rate, the same cost, and it will show up here in 3 days or less.
Yeah,
And-
that's because they have a USPS mail going there
Yeah.
all the time anyway, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and second day UPS is really about 3 days here.
yeah. But I never understood that either in business. They always wanted to, 48 states, because that's the old way they used to do it. So they just never changed.
Yeah.
Ever since they become private
I
mail.
think part of it's because they're lazy, because they get these, like
like the ham radio store, for example, they get these probably programs and stuff where they just go click UPS or FedEx, you know, and they don't have it set up, I think, for doing the mail. I mean, for USPS, you know, like the app or whatever however they do it. So, because I have to walk them, quite often I have to walk them through it. No, you can put it in a flat rate box and it'll be a lot cheaper. And you know, oh, you know, they're just lazy.
Yeah.
Then how I sent Jerry's was cube mail. It's the square footage of the mail. You can send it that way too. The square inches.
Yeah. Well, you told me about that pirate, was it Pirate Shipping or whatever the name of that company is?
Yeah.
And I looked that up and that was pretty, you know, that was looked pretty good. So is it Pirate Shippers, I think?
Yeah, called Pirate Ships. Yeah. And stamps.com too. They have pretty good rates when you're using it as a commercial kind of thing. So but yeah. But I never understood that. They still have it on their websites a lot of time. You look at it, shipping is more for Hawaii and Alaska, but it's not really if you send it USPS, no matter what. And then if you send it like a regional mail,
but also there's things you gotta. I noticed my neighbors went to see family back in the Midwest, and they had a bunch of clothes they shipped back. They went to the UPS store and they spent $300 shipping these winter clothes or different clothes back, you know, here. And now I know if I went to that pirate shippers or someplace like that, they'll find some sort of deal where they'll put it in UPS ground, the ground saver they call it. They'll ship it across the country and ground, and then it will finally end up on a plane, typically for the final leg of the deal, and but for a lot less money. And
you know what they do now is UPS will actually ship it to your post office, then have your post office deliver it. It's so what they do is that they drop off a bunch of things at the post office and then distribute. And Amazon does the same thing. They can save money by doing that, which just seems bizarre, but so they'll pay the post office for the local shipping. They call it the last mile kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the USPS is complaining about that. It's like,
well,
because they're actually using the government to do.
They're subsidizing. They're using them, and they don't have they're draining their budget.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of weird. I don't know how it works out, but it must be cheaper because otherwise they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, yeah, because it's probably the labor they have, the drivers. They can hire less drivers if they let the post office do it.
With Amazon is they'll come down my street like 5 or 6 times a day and they'll deliver one package at a time. It's bizarre just because they want to get it out so fast.
Yeah.
Well, with the whole
she came down the same street 5 times with her Amazon van. I mean,
well, with that UPS SurePost or whatever it is, the way it works out is they will deliver they'll start the journey of the package on the ground, and it may go through several different stops before it hits the final location, and it may go through the post office or it may go through UPS. It just depends. If they have a few packages that are going to the same location, then UPS will deliver it. But if there's only one package going to that destination, they'll have the Postal Service deliver it. I found that out.
What a mess.
Okay, Pat, show us your radio collection.
They're coming in good now, Pat.
Okay, well, it's on my phone here. Let me turn the light on here. I don't know if you can see it here.
There's no picture. Oh, there we go, Pat. There
okay,
you are.
let me reverse this. Oh man, how do you reverse this?
There should be a reverse thing on it somewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Gary would know.
Under video.
It's
Start
up in the top left-hand corner, Pat.
Click
Tap
on
on your
start.
tap
Click
on
on
your
start.
screen up in the top left corner. You'll
Click
see
on
the
start
camera.
video.
There it is. All right.
See if I can talk and get over here.
Oh,
Click the start
you go.
video, and you'll see video settings. And go into video settings, and it'll tell you how to flip it.
Okay. Got it, Gary.
Pat's already done it.
Yeah, this one right
No,
here, there was a man and a lady, I think a husband and wife team. It was kind of up close to the front and it had tons of plastic radios there. And this is one that they had. So Tom Hoskins went there and bought a bunch of them. Then he went home, found out he already had this one. So he sold it to me. And I got this for $40. And that's the price that they had for sold on. And I looked at it, goes, well, that's these things used to be really expensive and hard to find.
yeah.
Yeah.
I-
You got it for the price of the iTube.
Yeah, well, we don't know if the iTube's any good or anything because the cord's been cut on this, but I couldn't see any scratches or chips or cracks or dents or anything on it.
Beautiful.
I'll tell you,
It looks
I've hardly ever come across a radio with a dial like that. But those dials are a pain in the ass to have to deal with.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, what happens with these dials is that they come undone from the wheel and they just fall apart. And
Yes,
these
there's a
covers
guy
too.
on YouTube. I think it was yes, it was B. Anderson TV was actually working on a dial like that. And he had a world of a time actually getting it back together because of the fact that they've got it in such a way that both ends are, I guess it's both ends are all together. So it's like, how do you even deal with this?
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
Is that just plastered around a drum, or is it like two scrolls that have to roll up to each other?
Well, what this is if you take this apart, this dial here, okay, this piece right here is just a pure clear plastic with black around this. So this is just the outside, but inside there's this kind of amber colored dial, and it's made into a circle, and then it mounts on two metal round pieces on this side and one on this side. And like if you were to take this and push on it without this cover, it would collapse it and crunch it. And that's what happens to a lot of them. And Blake has reproduced these. He'll copy it, print it, and then you kind of laminate with clear plastic, and then you roll it up and cut the dial out and mount it back in there. But these are
that's what it is. That's the main problem with it. That's the dial face is the problem. Getting those off because it's all one piece, and it comes out as one whole unit. And to replace the dial is the hardest thing. Is what it was.
Yeah. So Gary, what happens is on this right here, if you look under this plastic piece, the round pieces are on this side and this side. They have notches in it, which corresponds to notches cut in this amber dial, and they will go inside and interlace with the metal piece there. So what you can do is after you form it, then you can use hot glue, super glue, or something to attach it to the metal pieces. But like I say, if you were to take this off, you would see that there's notches in the dial.
What's the model number and make?
Oh, I don't know. They usually have a really long model number. This one, you can see the cord's been cut, so there's no way for me to test it.
But it's a Rotel.
Yeah, it looks like the a lot of times I thought there was a dial, or I mean a label stuck underneath.
But if you look at the back, it might have the number on it somewhere, because that says Rotel on the back of it, as far as we can see.
I don't see it.
Oh, noticed. Oh, it has a notice thing on it. Okay, thought it was Rotel for a minute, but it's noticed. Okay.
Hope for something inside on the wall. when you take the back off.
Yeah, there's probably a schematic pasted on in there.
Hopefully so. Oh well.
Yeah. No, I hasn't noticed. Yeah.
It's a beautiful find.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was happy with it for the price. Like I say, the couple up at the front of the room, they had tons of plastic and some really nice ones. But I collect plastics, and a lot of them they had there I already had. And this one I thought was a special find. This one's kind of
Let me
nice.
see. Let me see something here.
Real nice, Pat.
Yeah, grill
Let me
cloth
see if
just
I
looks
can find.
nice.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
anyone else, Franklin? Did you get anything there?
That, oh, you know, that reminds me of, I mean, you probably already thought about it, but it reminds me of one of those airlines that did that style, right?
Yeah, yeah. This one is an airline.
Oh, okay. Oh, you were just looking for the model number, not the air. Okay, so you can look
Oh, it
it
is
up.
an airline. Yeah.
It is there.
Is there
Don't
another?
you-
Is there another one on the shelf above it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different
Okay.
versions. They're
That's an
Very
airline.
similar.
Similar, but I don't have that one on the shelf. This is another. I believe this is another airline.
Similar dial that
Yeah.
first one you showed.
so the number, the model number ought
That's
to be
a
close to that.
that's
the
a
same
93
series.
WG 602,
Oh, cool.
1939.
Oh, neato.
Nice collection.
Yeah, this was this is another one right here. If you want to see something fancy, those are painted by one of our members, Esteban Mendoza, and some of his paint jobs are absolutely incredible. Like this one right here. This is a silver tone bullet, and his paint jobs are, I mean, they're just fantastic. So
Swirly.
yeah, but that's a technique he uses when he paints them. So this one here, it's a paint job he does, and this one, and then these two as well. I don't know if you can tell, but this is different color. This is a metallic. Both are like a metallic,
Mm-hmm.
and then this one up here is another one that he does, and I don't know how he gets the swirling in them.
Whoa.
I mean, look at that. Those are just incredible. And I also don't understand how he does it without getting a bunch, because he does.
Kind of like Catalan or Beetle.
Yeah. Well, those are, Gary, these are all Bakelite, and all the ones I showed you so far are they're all his custom paint jobs.
Were they just a standard brown?
Yeah, yeah, they're all these are just standard Bakelite radios, and he fixes them up, paints them and stuff. So they would be, brown or black, whatever color they were underneath. I dare not
Very
drop this, or I don't know if you can tell, but you can just see that it's just brown or black Bakelite.
Yep.
So you can see the inside is, not a metallic brown or gray.
It's going to also be a trick to make it stick. Bakelite doesn't seem to be good. It's not a good material to make something stick to.
No.
I've had really good luck painting radios.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I should show you my latest project of stuff. I did the one that I'd sent out not too long ago on a Westinghouse. That was the one that I did. But these are all, this is the stuff I got at the show. A lot of them are, dirty and icky, but I like to clean them and fix them up. These are all my paint jobs over here. This is the one that I did and sent it out to the team. Is the one I fixed and painted with a stone light. And these are other ones that I've done. These are all rattle can paint jobs. This one I thought was cool because all I did with this one is polish the Bakelite. So this is not painted, but then I did a trick to the dial scale and the knobs. I think it came out pretty good.
Hmm.
And then, here's another little Crosley bullet. And here's a Bendix
Bendix.
526.
Oh, yeah.
And here's another one I did pink. I haven't put the dial on it yet. I went ahead and created a dial for these because the dials usually are bad. So
Oh, yeah.
I've got to finish cutting it out. Actually, this one didn't have the chrome piece, so I made this. You probably can't tell. There's a line right there where I had to splice it, and so I created this metal piece and the dial. This is what it's supposed to look like up here. It's supposed to look like this. This is an original dial.
Oh.
You can see that it's a lot bigger and it's chrome.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't have one. So I like I said, I had to make it, and I painted it kind of a gold color to, I think go along better with the pink.
I wouldn't have known it unless you told us.
Yeah.
Looks original.
It kind of goes counterclockwise, that dial, or backwards.
It
I think
goes
we
from
lost him.
from right to left.
Yeah. Like the European radios do. Yep, his battery died, I think.
Yeah, we lost him again.
Well, I hadn't seen that room at his place before. That was interesting.
No.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
Myron got? Myron's got something.
And then that's a nice pinball machine.
So
I
yeah,
wouldn't-
this is an Emerson CU265. It doesn't have the plastic dial cover on it. What's interesting about it is it's really small. But it was Emerson's last TRF radio. It sold for $9.95 in 1939. And it actually works pretty well.
Well,
For a TRF, it acts like a superhet, really. It came with a built-in antenna, according to the ad in 1939. This is the built-in antenna.
yeah.
It's a hank of wire, probably about 30 feet long. But the back is really kind of interesting because you can see the Emerson
Embossed.
Yeah, it's a metal stamp in the cardboard. It's not printed. It's actually stamped in there.
Oh,
And
my.
I'd never seen that before.
I've never seen that either.
And then
Yeah.
there's the model number, CU265. They also made a long wave version, which I assume just extended the low end of the dial. It goes up to 1.8 megahertz. So it covered the police band in the day.
Yeah, but I think long wave was actually made for the European market, I would assume.
Yeah, I think you're right. So maybe it was even
long wave was only used in Europe and the UK, but as of current times, a lot of the long wave broadcasting is being shut down in the UK. So
sure.
So the BBC has already gotten rid of a lot of long wave broadcasting, sadly.
Are those little pieces of asbestos to keep it from burning? For the
Yeah,
tubes here?
that's exactly right, because it's this back goes right up against the tubes. You can see there's no space at all. And that's exactly what I was showing you, because those tubes are basically right against that cardboard.
Yeah, it catch fire.
And that's a 50L6 right there. So
Oh, yeah, it gets hot.
that's good for quite a bit of heat. And then that's the 35W4 in the back, or 35Z5, sorry. But it has a dial light, and like I say, it performs surprisingly well.
How many tubes?
5 tubes. So it has 2 RF amps, a detector, an output, and a rectifier.
No IF.
No IF. It's TRF. Yeah.
Wow.
So it has a two-section capacitor that tunes the inputs and the outputs to the second RF amplifier, and the first RF is untuned. So I think they did it because they could, in the sense that they were like, look, we can make a radio that performs really well because we're such good engineers, But it was $9.95, which was the bottom of their price, and
Wow.
in
That's
1939.
not too terrible.
Yeah, 1939. So
39, wow.
I mean,
is right.
All you really saved was the IF amplifier or the
So-
IF cans, right?
So it has no
Basically.
images and no birdies.
It didn't seem to.
And
no.
the RCA licensing, maybe?
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think you're right. But it was, according to the internet, is the last TRF that Emerson made. And they made a whole bunch of superhits that same year, but they were more expensive.
Yeah.
And you can see how small it is. I mean, that's like
Yeah, it is pretty
not even
small.
9 inches, right? I mean,
And that dial pointer is an odd dial pointer. It's not
well,
it's not an actual full dial pointer as you'd expect it to be.
Well, it's got to point two ways.
yeah, because it's got meters on the bottom and kilohertz on the top.
Mhm.
Or in this case,
Well, I was
decahertz.
meaning
Yeah.
most of your dial pointers have a longer stem to point with, when that one's just a little itty bitty thing.
Yeah.
Well, it
yeah.
has to be when it's vertically. See, the dial pointer goes almost off the scale. See the square.
Yeah. The dial accuracy is probably so bad you wouldn't care if it pointed at the numbers or not. It's just
It actually, 1190 comes in right at 12, 120 over here. It's like right like that, basically. So
and it's kilocycles, not kilohertz.
Yes.
well, that's certainly true, but it's decacycles, right? It's
Well, that's not what the label says.
well, the label is wrong, right? Because
Yeah,
Actually, yes, he's
I'm
right.
just giving you a hard time.
It's right. Yes, if you look at the labels, it isn't kilo.
it's like occasionally you see speedometers in cars that say 10 X10 mph or similar thing for tachometers.
Yeah.
So just how small is that radio? Do you have a little measuring stick?
Let me see if I can. Hang on, I get a tape measure here.
Yeah, while he's measuring it, I just Googled it. So $9.99 in 1939 is worth $224.47. So I don't know how many people today would spend $2.25.
Of course, we always have a tape measure in the drawer
for a radio.
Well, today they wouldn't, but
8.5, or not even 8.5, 8.25, 8 3/8 or something.
Yeah, it's real small.
And that's 3.5. And that's not quite 5, actually.
Wow.
So yeah, teeny. I'd just never seen one before, and I have a few of these era Emersons, and so I didn't know that it was their last TRF, which I thought turned out to be kind of cool. So it component-wise, there's about 4 fixed capacitors in it, and there's a 2-section capacitor in here with padders on the top, and you just align those at 1400 cycles, and that's all there is to tuning it, and aligning it. So it has a coil here, and there's another coil underneath, fixed coils. So it was a pretty sophisticated design. It has some regeneration in it as well. Around the second amplifier, there's a feedback on the coils, but it's not too much, so it doesn't squeal, and it's not adjustable. I mean, I think there were some Philcos in the early 30s that were superhets that had regeneration in them. But they had a capacitor on the back and it says tune it till it squeals and then back off half a turn or something.
Yeah.
So this isn't like that. It's fixed, whatever it is. But I was really surprised at how well it performed. And it has a permanent magnet speaker for 1938. So
That's pretty unusual.
yeah, kind of unusual. Yeah, since it's not a battery set, I mean, or a farm set. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool for 30
Yeah,
bucks.
very nice.
5035 are all the tubes in series across the power line? The
Yes.
filaments?
Yes, because it has 3 12s and a 35 and a 50.
Mm-hmm. It's a good way to save a power transformer.
Yeah, it's the normal, setup, but it's normally a superhet. So it has like weird tubes like a 12 SF7 or some kind of triode on the front end. Forget. But
Nice.
yeah, interesting. No cracks. Thanks.
Myron, did you get that from did you get that from the same people, the couple that was close to the front that had all the plastic sets?
Yes, I did, in fact.
Man, I don't know how I missed that one. What you got there is pretty cool. I think those are pretty hard to find, especially with an uncracked case.
Yeah, like I said, I'd never seen one. That's why I got it. They had quite a few radios, as you said, and some of them I'd seen before. And this is interesting. It has black knobs, even though the case is brown. Is that plastic or Bakelite, Pat?
I'm pretty sure it's Bakelite.
It has a deep, finish on it when you look at it.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Those are hard to find.
I guess everybody, went upscale. Instead of spending $10, they actually spent, $16 or whatever. Thanks. So now we need to get somebody to make the stamp to emboss that the numbers. It says
Which Mike can 3D print it.
Emerson Radio and Phono Corp, New York, USA. But I've never seen a stamp like that.
You can get stamps practically at any stamp making company, really.
But you mean something that stamps with ink?
No, not stamps with ink. Actual stamps in like something like that.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Because there was actually a guy that I watch on YouTube that he's a locksmith, and he got stamp stuff like that for imprinting his keys that he sells. So he actually got some metal stamps that actually are embossed like that. So you can stamp in either each individual letter, or you can stamp in the whole name.
Yeah, sometimes you can get stuff from people who work with leather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen small ones, but this one's 3.5 inches across. Be quite a project. Still, you could go into business making these backs for all 4 radios that there are out there in the world. Get 10% of your money back.
Okay. Yeah, there was a question on the Besita sale on the 27th. I think they're supposed to have a bunch of communication, military, ham stuff available on the 27th, and we have not heard back from them. And the trouble with this is it's a family doing this, so they're not going to necessarily create a roster for it or pictures or anything, because they haven't done that before. And I know a lot of people are asking, where's the pictures? We want pictures and stuff. and we're not able to go in there to take pictures to send it out. Now, if we could, that might be something different, but we're kind of at the mercy of the family. We're just waiting for them to tell us it's a go on the 27th, and you know, if they can send up pictures, you know, we'll certainly ask that, but they haven't so far, other than the ones that, like, I think Scott was able to take like pictures room by room, but that's
Mhm.
about it. That's all we're going to be able to get. We're not going to get detailed pictures, which would be nice, so that people can
Yeah.
actually make, you know, bids according. Because, you know, when you're looking at one picture of a whole room full of stuff, you're not going to want to bid on it because you need close-ups.
Right. And, you know, people want to know beforehand what's going to be available. And it's like, for example, like those car auctions, you know, people want to see what they're going to be bidding on before they even go there. So that way they know, hey, I know I want this or I want that, and they can bid accordingly. And they know what to bid based on what they see. But if they can't see anything, it's like, how are they going to know what to really bid on the item?
Derek, what you're really saying is people just need to know if they're going to be interested in this stuff or not.
Yeah.
You know, if there's any interest, there's no interest, then no point in going.
That's right. You know.
Where'd
Well,
Jerry go?
I don't know. He probably fell off the face of this.
Either that or he tuned off, one or the other.
Somebody's
Oh,
watching
well.
TV.
Well,
From what I've heard from the people that got to go and bid on stuff, a lot of them walked away with some pretty fantastic deals, because, you know, they're actually there, they actually got to see it, and they make bids. So the bidding is close, and meaning that you sign it on a piece of paper,
yeah.
and then you send it in. So the trouble with that is that it's not like eBay. If you see something, you bid $200 on it, but the bid below you is $1, you're not going to get it for $2. You're going to pay the full 200 that you bid on. So that's one thing you have to be, you know, watchful, that whatever you put on there, that is the bid you're going to buy it for. Not if it bids up to that high. No, it is what you are committed to pay for it.
Right. And also, the way it works out is they look at all the bids on every item, and whoever has the highest bid will actually own the item. So it's kind of like the way it happens on eBay a little bit, because, like, let's say you see an item that's got a you know, a minimum bid of $10, and you bid $10, and the next person bids 20, and then you bid, say, 80. They may come back and say, "Nip, okay, well, it sells for $80." But no, this one kind of, it's like whatever you bid, that's your bid, and that's the final bid, nothing more. You know, and whoever bids higher than you, that's who gets it.
What if you bid the same amount?
I don't know. I haven't figured that out. Pat, would you know?
Well, if you talk about eBay, on your example, you would get the last bid for $21 or whatever the next highest thing,
Well,
because
well,
the last bid was 20, you bid 80, and if it closed, you would get it for 21. The Besita state, you'd pay 80. But in eBay, if you both bid 20, whoever gets there first gets it for 20. In the Besita
right.
sale, that is something I don't know, because there are no timestamps other than
Right.
you stick all your things in the box. So that is a legitimate question that we have to ask, you know, if you're really curious. But the only thing I can think of is they just process the papers first in, first out.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it seems to be, that they take all the papers together, they tally all the items, and they basically look at whoever may have the bid in first, or the first number that is the highest that they see, the person will get it. But the way they also do it is the fact that once all the bids are tallied, then they will contact everybody when the sale is done and say, hey, you won, you got this and that and the other, and they tell you how much you owe, and then they will you'll agree to a time to go there and pay for the items and take the items out.
So I guess the good technique is to put an oddball amount in that's not likely to tie with somebody else's amount.
Yeah,
To avoid
because there
ties.
there are things that some people may want and they put a bid on it, but then they're outbid, and it's like, why did I even bother bidding anyway?
Well, you put down what you're willing to pay for it. And if somebody outbids you, they outbid you.
Yeah.
You can't expect to, it's the same thing as eBay. You put in what you're willing to pay for it, and if somebody gets it for $1 more than you are willing to pay, well, that's tough luck.
In my case, I always do like the buy it now stuff, where I can buy it right then and there instead of having to do an auction.
Gary must
because
have not heard of sniping.
Sniping.
oh,
Sniping.
What's sniping?
It's that doesn't matter what you bid on it, you won't win because they have an application that bids the last second or something, always just a little bit more than you bid. And they always get the item.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that those things exist, and I've been outbid that way a couple of times. So that's why I don't like eBay.
Yeah, because I waited I got one in, and at the last second, boom. The guy came in and it's like an application you buy. I heard about it years ago, but there's different companies now that provide an application that they outbid you in just the last second.
Well,
no matter
yes.
you put in, hey, I'm willing to pay this amount, they always get it. If you put in a snipe bid, that people will always get it for $1 more than. So you should put in $1,000 on an item so that they lose, that they get to buy it for $1,001.
Then you spend $1,001. No, I mean, if you're not willing, if the most you're willing to pay is $100, then you have nothing to cry about somebody coming in for $110.10 because that's your mistake.
Well, no, they said they snipe it. It's because I would bid it up.
Well, they have to be
It's
willing.
kinda like,
They
I'm
have
not
to be willing to spend more than you were willing to spend.
right, $1 more.
Well, so what? If that's the most you're going to spend, and
well, like I said, a
well,
snipe
you
is
didn't
they
get
are
hurt because
willing.
you weren't going to spend more than $100.
Well, they might put a limit on it too, but they get it because they're gonna always get it within that normal range of bidding $100 up. They don't care. They're gonna get it. They're gonna win it.
Oh, yeah. But also, a lot of people wait until the last few seconds to put in their bid. So that way they are sure to get the item.
No, sniping always beats you.
Well, the sniper has to be willing to spend more than you were willing to spend.
$1 more.
That's fine. Then you weren't going to get it anyway because you weren't going to spend more. You were going to.
Oh, I would have if I had more time.
The person with the faster internet connection gets it with the snipe that has the faster interconnection.
Yeah, I mean and the faster app.
Bring a trailer to solve this problem.
Yeah.
Bring a trailer leaves the bidding open until no one has bid for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
they
has
talked
all the
about it
advantages,
years
that
ago.
has all the advantages for the seller more than anything.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, bring a trailer.
Because
The
I would have bid more than $1 more. I already thought I bid plenty, and then I
Well,
thought I was going to get it.
obviously you
and then-
didn't.
Well, it also, what if the guy set boundaries? So you think I'm going to bid 1,000, I'm going to get it no matter what. If he set boundaries, then they might
Yeah.
not get it. But the snipe usually, it always waits till like the last 2 or 1 second, which is faster than you can type in another bid. It won't process that fast.
Like
So
I said,
they
Kristen,
have some kind of a
if you
very,
felt bad because it was $1 more, then you should have been putting in $10 more.
that isn't
See,
how
that's
snipe works. It
okay.
always
I'm
outbids
not
you.
gonna. You don't see what I'm trying to say, but that's okay.
Like I said, I'd bid higher. I'd bid
Yeah,
higher.
and it's always
But
the
I don't have
last.
time.
Yeah, it's the last few seconds of the auction that people are sitting there really bidding up the item. And they're trying to get the item
Yeah.
as, for whatever they can get it for. And they're hardly anybody ever bids right around the beginning of the auction. So there's that.
Like I said, you just snipe as an application, and it's built to win. And I would have bid more, but I don't have time in a second.
Well, no. What I'm saying, you should have bid more to start with.
Then
Then
the guy might always get you.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
that's how
but if
works.
you would say, okay, well, if I would, that's the thing. You should be bidding as much as you're willing to spend, and then you won't. And then if somebody else is willing to spend more, well, then you wouldn't have spent any
Well,
more.
the item is only worth so much.
Okay. You don't see what I'm saying, but that's okay.
No, because
Oh, well.
I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay full rate or over rate. Just to win an item, I'm not going to bid $250 on a $200 item.
Okay.
So too bad for the guy that had the snipe and won it for too much.
Yeah.
Nah, well, like I said, I didn't have. It's not a auction to where I can have enough time to bid. That's all. 1
I
second.
like the old silent auctions where everything is laid out and you've got a pad and everybody puts down what they want and their name and their phone number on it. And you look at the most recent bid and you decide whether you want to bid more or not. And that gets kind of fun near the end of the time limit. And people are running around looking at their bid sheets to see if somebody
Yeah,
had
they've discussed it 20 years ago with the eBay and sniping. They've already discussed it that they'd like to not allow sniping. That they would.
Then they could go to the bring a trailer format and they'd be done.
Oh yeah, because bring a trailer is that car auction thing. And
yeah, no bids for 2 minutes. Otherwise, the time keeps resetting.
Yeah.
It's a perfect solution. But it has the advantage of this. It gets the sellers better prices too. But eBay doesn't care. They're just, taking their cut. They don't care what you sell for.
That's right. Yeah, but they get going, guys.
So Gary, did you ever give up on that Detrola?
No, I actually, yeah, okay. I did give up on trying to make the chassis safe.
Yeah.
It's hot and it's going to stay hot, and I'm going to warn the owner not to go sticking their fingers in the back of there. And as much as I can do.
Well, the only other solution was an isolation transformer, I suppose.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was running it on the isolation transformer, even though I measured 100 volts to the third pin on a ground outlet, I touched the chassis and touched that ground outlet, and I didn't get shocked.
No, it's just a high impedance meter you're using. It gives you that 100 volts.
Yeah, so then when I plugged it into the regular outlet and did the same thing, I got zapped.
Yeah, well, that was a really interesting circuit.
you don't use a multimeter, Gary, you just use a finger?
Oh, I use a multimeter too, but the finger, I just wanted to see what it felt like. And oh yeah,
It's about
it's shocking.
yeah,
You
for
use the
sure.
back of your finger?
Well, I actually brushed my finger across a piece of metal quickly so that I didn't, you know,
Get locked up.
something
Yeah.
bad to something, knock something off the table.
Oh,
Involuntary muscle contraction. I also didn't use one hand and then the other hand and bring the circuit through my heart.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I had fun playing with that with the circuit simulator.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very confusing problem. I looked at it and tried all kinds of different ideas and thoughts, and I finally agreed with what you were saying, is that there's really no way to do it unless you totally rewire and re-bias all the resistors, and that was too much work. I didn't want to have to do that.
Yeah, well, it would have never been right anyway.
I could have probably made it work, but it wouldn't have been as good as the original design.
Right, right.
The radio is pretty hot. It really works well on all three bands. I was picking up 15 megahertz WWV and some other stuff up there with just that hunk of wire, same kind of antenna that you showed on the other.
Yeah, a hank of wire. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a clever way to get higher voltage without using a transformer. Higher B plus.
Well, you know, the B plus is only about, I think it was 140 volts, not super high.
Yeah, but it's hard to get that with a half-wave rectifier and a normal AC DC
True.
setup, right?
Voltage doubler. I hadn't
Right.
run across that circuit before.
Yeah, it was only invented a few years before then, like about 1931 or something.
Yeah.
What I read.
Yep. Pretty cool. Oh, I found a smaller radio than the one you showed earlier. It's, I don't know if I can, I'll turn the video on, see if
Does it have 5 tubes in it?
It's only got 4 tubes.
Yeah, yeah. Those little metal Arvins
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
are smaller, and
it's on the other
those
side.
guys, they're superhets, but they don't have an IF amplifier.
Yeah, it's one of those small metal Arvins, and it's been chrome plated, so it looks pretty cool. I can't bring the camera over there close enough to it. Oh, but I can get the radio.
The only ones of those I've ever worked on don't perform very well. And I don't know if that was just the instance, you know, the one I had or not. Oh,
It's a tiny little thing.
yeah, very cool.
A silver one.
Yeah, it's got.
Yeah, similar to this plastic one, you know, they get really hot.
Right, but it's metal. And yeah, so it's got 4 tubes, no transformer. It's inductively variable inductors for instead of a variable capacitor for the
wow,
main tuning gang.
That could be smaller, yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't perform real well, as I remember. I haven't plugged it in a while. So I'll bet this must be a hot chassis.
Maybe.
It's all metal.
I was going to say, maybe isolated, you know, floating B minus or whatever.
Right, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, and has a safety cap in it. And the plug is not polarized.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Gary, are you still playing guitar?
I started teaching myself the lessons and I lost interest, so I got to get back to it.
As I tell you, if you come to that point where you learn a few chords and a few positions to work.
I lost you.
Oops.
Change your fingering, but you can make different chords. That
Yeah.
don't-
Every time I turn my video on, I start losing what they're saying. My internet connection is not that good. But the Wi-Fi is good, but for some reason, this wireless connection from this computer to where the router is bad.
Oh,
I should hardwire it.
yeah.
Or buy myself a new one of these little wireless things. It's a D-Link and it's about 4 or 5 years old. It's probably ridiculously slow.
So did Franklin Zoom the swap meet?
No. There was no Zoom for that. As far as I know. Because there was no email that stated there was a Zoom for it.
He did the one last year, and I was down there with him, and he'd walk around and check things out. Oh no, actually, I wasn't down there with him. I was directing him to different tables to see what I could buy. And that was kind of fun. The year before that, I was there and I had a table. And I was going to come down this year, but I couldn't face driving 3.5 hours one way.
Yeah, the one way you get tired, but the 2 ways is a lot more tiring.
Yep.
That's coming home, you're like, that's where you have to have something to do or something to stop off and go fishing or something.
Yeah, because I got a lot of excess radios that I want to sell, get rid of.
Oh, you want to get rid of radios, eh?
Well, you live close enough. You guys are having an auction this weekend, right?
There is an auction, but it's all like club inventory stuff. They're not letting people bring whatever they want to put up for auction.
Right. And
So you can't set up a card table in the parking lot?
You could probably do that.
Because we
Yeah,
always
they usually
have
do that. I mean, every club meeting, they usually set up a
tailgater.
parking lot tailgate.
Yeah, we're welcome to. We always have a table tables we can sit at.
Yeah,
and put our stuff for sale on it.
there are some members that do that every meeting, no matter what. So probably on this auction meeting, there'll be people doing that.
Is there going to be Chehalis again this year?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Me too.
From what Pat says, there will be. But who's to say what the situation will be?
Where in Chehalis?
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be the same deal, but not combined with the Ham Fest or the Ham Show. It'll
Will
be a
it be
different
on
day
the
than the
same
Ham
day
Show.
as the ham show, or a different day, different
It's
weekend?
supposed to be. I think it's going to be a different day.
No, it's the same one. We've got PSARA, us, and the Chehalis Ham Club are all on the same day, but I just checked the website and they got it wrong. They've got it here for July 28th, which is a Sunday, and ours is Saturday. So I'm kind of wondering what the heck's going on.
Well,
Plus
they
the-
usually have their meetings on Sundays.
Well, but our
Sorry.
picnic is I gotta check the date here because Mark's got it on the website on the 28th.
Is that what day is the Ham Show?
We're on the same day. Like I said, I've got to go look to see what day it is. It's
Yeah,
either
'cause,
the 20th or the 27th.
Yeah, what I remember Pat mentioning at one of the meetings was that they wanted the Ham people wanted to be there first, and then have us come in a little bit later, so it doesn't interfere with what they're doing.
They're not even having that Ham. They were having it at the old Safeway store parking lot, outdoors, not on the fairgrounds. they said they moved it up to where the old Safeway parking lot was. And it's gonna be outdoors. Not at the fairgrounds where the birds live.
Oh, right.
There's so much bird poo in there.
You know, I didn't notice that. Other people did, but yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't.
all the supports. The birds had like built their nest in all the
Huh.
rafter or the support beams area, and then
I noticed it because it was on my tires.
hanging out the side. And this
On
one woman,
Franklin's tire.
she was right under it. She had one of her tables right under it. And yeah, there was piles all over the place.
Oh, boy.
I'm looking to see if I can find the hop, the latest Passara hop, and see what they have published for the date.
If they have a date published. I don't know if Adam published the date or not.
Well, you should have it. We've had it, what? Has it been 3 years, Pat, that they did Chehalis, or?
No, we did it last year and the year before. I think this is what, the third or fourth year we've done it. We've done it every year. I checked the call letter and it's Saturday, July 20th.
Okay, so Saturday, July 20th. Let me. Yeah, okay.
Yep, CBARS annual ham radio tailgate swap meet is July 20th. It looks like it's going to be at the fairgrounds. So is that the place you guys were talking about with all the bird poop and everything?
Yep.
The Ham Fest? Or the
Yeah.
ham?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it
thought
says here.
somebody told me they moved it
I
over
thought
to
so too.
the Safeway parking lot that was kind of right outside the south of the entrance of the fair.
Well, according to this thing, it says CBARS is July 20th, 2024, Southwest Washington Fairgrounds, 2555 North National Avenue. And I don't know what's there, if that's a Safeway.
I
it does
couldn't tell
say-
you if maybe the fairgrounds bought that Safeway. I don't know. I was just told that they moved it, and it would be just across the street kind of deal of the entrance of the fairgrounds, and then it'd be a outdoors parking lot.
Well, the Passara hop doesn't list the July Chehalis event in the hop. They say that there'll be a business meeting on July 21st, which is the usual third Sunday of the month.
Uh-oh, are they bowing out there? I better talk to Jay.
I haven't heard that we're bowing out, but I haven't heard anybody talking about the event either. So
yeah, because it really hurts that they would have an event right before a meeting. Because usually what ends up happening is the event becomes the meeting, and so they won't do anything for that particular month.
Right.
For a regular meeting.
They don't have to have a business meeting every month. So what is the official day planned for Chehalis?
The 20th of July.
Okay, Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to the officers and see, whether we're participating this year or not.
Yeah, it's a hard decision to figure out if you're going to do it or not do it.
They were going to do it. They do it every year for the last 2 or 3 years. It wasn't a very hard decision. It was just we both do it. Everybody meets there like they have for, I think maybe they held it the year I didn't go. I don't know, Pat. Was it 3 years or only 2?
I can't remember. I think it's been the last 3 years.
Yeah, because maybe I missed one because I wasn't going to drive up there.
All right, so the picnic is going to be at the usual place where the airport is, and the Ham Club is having their meeting on the same day.
Yep.
But
From
it's like-
9 to 1. Ours is 10 to 2.
Okay. I remember a couple of years ago they did that, and I went to the Ham Club meeting first, and I picked up a whole big pile of radios and brought them over to the NWVRS site.
And
Yeah, I
sold
got
them.
some of them.
Sold
I
about
got
half
some
of those. That was good. It was like 30 or so radios for $50.
That's
Wow.
not too bad. There's a bit of, you can find a few good things, but not always are you going to ever end up with a really good deal all the time.
You can when Gary's selling.
Yeah, I was giving them away practically because there were some good ones in there that I kept, and I still have them. There's some nice little pieces, little oddball things.
Oh,
You always get good deals, Derek. Right, Pat.
Yeah,
Well-
I got some of his. I got some of
I
Jared.
got some. We always get good deals at swap meets and things. Otherwise, we wouldn't buy them, right?
Right.
So Franklin, are you going to go to the event on Saturday up at Bill Holman's place here in Vancouver? Because I can bring your Westinghouse radio.
No, I have a prior obligation for wheelchair access in Parks and Rec. So
Oh, okay.
I'd like to go up to the. If you get a chance, you should go up to the world's largest yard sale that's in
oh yeah,
fairgrounds.
yeah.
When
That's
is
right.
that?
It's this
That's
Saturday.
that's this coming Saturday at the Clark County Fairgrounds. But the thing is you have to pay to get in. It's not free.
It's like Mike and Keith.
Yeah.
You guys ever see one of these?
A police light?
It looks like a police light, but it's a
What
radio.
in the- It is?
Yeah, it's
I've
got.
never seen a radio like that.
This is the tuning on this one, and then this is the volume and the on off.
What the? I've
That's
never
cool.
seen such a thing.
The speaker's up here.
Oh,
If you look in here, there's all these transistors and resistors and capacitors and diodes, and most of them are just there for show. they're not part of the actual radio circuit.
no, but what it would be is I'd like to ever find a radio that actually has what it actually says on it, in it, and working. Where it says, like 10 transistors, all 10 transistors are there and they function.
Oh yeah,
Not this, oh, we put 10 transistors in there, but only like
6
5 of them
actually
are
do
doing
anything.
anything.
Yeah. And there's this guy.
Oh,
This one's FM only,
no,
and
boy.
the antenna is that,
That's all it is.
and it works pretty good actually. I don't think I got a battery in it right now, but oh yeah.
Stage presenting Stories of Spring, featuring music and burlesque inspired by the vibrance of the season. Saturday, April 20th at 6:30 p.m. at
Wait a minute. That's got to be KNKX.
I think it's the classical station around 96. It's listeners support a classical station, no commercials.
Huh.
It's pretty good. You like
Well,
that?
in my case, all the FM radios are on the jazz station around here. And they play 24/7 jazz with actually no real advertising.
Here's another radio.
That is a radio.
It is a radio.
A radio that says radio on it.
Radio. It's,
I'd never seen such a thing.
AM and FM.
A radio that says radio.
They evoke the colonial history of the region. Here, Sasha Township blew the point.
Works pretty good.
Sasha Tasha?
Gary, is that made by Avon?
Let's see. I can't see any marker, any maker's mark on it at all. Nothing. No identification.
It looks like the Avon one, but I'm not quite sure. I'm sure they made them for other companies too.
Well, let's see here.
That's a marketing thing. Radio gets results. You probably gave them away at industry meetings. Has 2 speakers, so maybe it's stereo.
No, that doesn't look like the Avon radio. That's totally different than the Avon radio.
What's the Avon look like?
Well, let's see here. It actually is the Avon one looks like the whole word radio, with the top half of the word radio is blue. The outer front. Let's see if I can get a picture out of this matter somehow. Yeah, the outer front of it has radio, and the top half of the letters radio are in blue. Then it has stars in between, and the lower half is white. And it has Avon written right on the front of it.
Yeah,
there's also an Avon Skin Soft bottle radio. I'm like, what the heaven, hell, heck, and limbo? They actually made a skincare product bottle radio.
There's a lot of novelty radios out there.
Yeah, I kid you not. It's the silliest thing. But
they sold a lot of skincare products. Oh, there's cigarette pack radios. There's beer can radios.
It says vintage 1990. It says vintage 1990 Avon Skin So Soft AM FM radio. I'm like, what the? They're really coming up with all these crazy things.
Yeah, I think Franklin's got a lot of nice, unusual novelty radios.
Yeah, it would be nice to find a novelty radio. Darn it.
Yeah, I have a dog head.
A dog head radio?
Yep. A plastic Chinese dog. Toy dog. Looks like a toy dog.
Yeah.
A Lasso Upso?
Oh, wait a minute.
More of a hound dog.
How about a little computer radio?
Long floppy ears.
Oh yeah. But how about the computer radio? And you're like, what? That radio that looks like a computer.
I don't think I've seen one of those.
Oh yeah.
All right, gang, getting in my bedtime.
Oh
Keep
no.
going.
All right. Well, see you guys.
Sayonara.
See you.
Sayonara. I guess everybody else is leaving.
Me too. I'm gonna head out.
Hey, Pat.
Yo.
what about Saturday? Would you want to, we could go together if you're able to.
Oh, you want to go to that?
Yeah,
Okay, let me see if I have room. I'm taking a lot of stuff up there, but okay, yeah, all right. Let's work on that. I just
certainly.
require you to have a mask
Oh, yeah, I've got those. I remember.
and yeah, and stuff like
I'll
that.
bring that.
We
10-4.
have, all right, we have to go early because I have to help set up.
Oh, sure. That's perfectly fine, Pat. Thank you.
Okay, we will talk to you later then, okay?
Yep. 10-4.
All right. Okay,
All righty.
later.
Bye-bye. Yep. All right, Christian, I guess we're the only things left. If Franklin's still here.
He's gone too. I better go, Derek, too. We'll see you later.
Oh, poo. All right. I guess everybody else is left.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.